Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lotus Society podcast, episode 7. I am joined with my co-host, Brent Miller. Say hi, Brent.
How's it going, everybody?
All right, just to go over what we're going to go over, we're going to talk about the whole spoilers for Ikoria, and we're going to talk about how to get better at Magic the Gathering. And so they released the full spoiler thread for Ikoria. And I can be honest, there's nothing here that points out to me like, oh, Euro, that's going to be broken. Or Underworld Breach, that's going to be broken. None of these cards really stick out to me in a way. So,
yeah, it kind of feels like they took some inspiration from Hearthstone's, like, what was 2 sets ago, with the even-odd thing.
And, like, you can make an argument for the mutate thing. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Uses XYZ monsters and the copy it to the regular monsters, so I don't know if they're running out of ideas in Wizards of the Coast. It definitely, like, you can make an argument for it that they are.
Yeah.
And I definitely, the one mechanic I kind of like is the companion, because it makes you have to build your deck in a certain way to fulfill the requirements to use the companion card.
Yeah.
That's the one that really sticks out to me. The whole mutate thing is weird.
So how do you feel about, like, for EDH, the companion thing?
The whole argument, like, you don't have a sideboard?
Yeah.
It's definitely something that needs to be addressed, I feel like. Cause,
so I like how, like, the rules committee even said, like, banned a card before it even drops.
Like, it's a dual caster mage. I don't understand what's so broken about it.
Because it's a 101st card in your deck. Like,
I feel like it only will affect, like, the competitive EDH players that actually, care about the commander.
My thing was, it's like, if you don't have a sideboard, how does it exist as your companion?
Well, I hope when they release the set, they'll come out with a rules update about that, because otherwise, like, it's going to be kind of awkward to talk about.
I could build a Soul Tie even deck, and because I believe that one for those colors is even.
And there's also even an odd one too, just like Hearthstone.
Which I mean, those, like, I don't know if anybody played Hearthstone, but I played a lot of Hearthstone around that time that all that was happening, and those cards in Hearthstone broke the game. But these cards here that I'm reading for here do not have that potential. They don't have the great upside. They have a slight upside.
Yeah, like, I definitely, like, people are talking about the companion being, like, the extra 8th card in your hand and stuff like that. That might be too broken. Like, are you allowed to have multiple companions in your deck? Is that a thing?
I believe if they're, because it just says that you can cast them once per turn or once per game.
Yeah, I feel like the set from past sets, like from Throne of Eldraine to Theros Beyond Death, this set's definitely looks powered down.
Yeah, I feel like they were like,
they slipped off the gas.
The power creep was getting so high. We need to.
Yeah, we need to stop this.
Everyone's like
Throne of Eldraine.
Well, what do you think about the other mechanic, mutate? With those a lot of weird rule interactions.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of just bestow in a weird way, because I don't know.
Well, it's bestow mixed with another. I forgot what they were saying it was. It's like 2 mechanics mixed together.
I don't know. Like, it's definitely gonna be weird. I know new players are probably gonna get multiple things wrong about it. Like, they're gonna put a Lamor Elf, like, at the Godzilla card, and they're gonna put the Godzilla underneath it and just get fatal pushed, and they're like, what? And, wonder why I got fatal pushed, and they don't understand the whole mutate thing. Or, like, they'll attack with the Lamor Elf underneath Godzilla card, and they'll be like, alright, cool, take it. And they'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And the whole mutate thing reminds me of the whole Yu-Gi-Oh! XYZ thing, so I don't think it's original by any means.
I never played Yu-Gi-Oh, so I wouldn't know about that one.
That's where I brought my. Well, no, guess where it came from. I don't think the companion. I think companion is original, right? I don't think any other game's done it.
It's like not just like extra play from.
Or I think I like them exploring, but like
Like companion just feels like partner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what most people are bringing towards. Which, so I think the set's overall, like, out of 1 out of 10, it's like a 5. Like, I'm not that excited about it. Like, it's cool that they brought, like, Godzilla cards. Like, if people are into that, like, it's only collector boosters or collector cards for the Godzilla cards. They're not actually going to be called Godzilla. I don't know what the actual name of the cards are either, so I don't think it'll have any impact to competitive play. And
well, it's like anything outside of standard.
Yeah, like not standard, but like I'm talking about Pioneer, Modern, like Legacy, stuff like that. Legacy. I will say there is the one card, the Bant Enchantment, where you cast a spell, you draw 2 cards, and on your end step discard your hand.
Yeah. That
does look a little pushed.
It was like, I like the... I don't remember which one it is, but the can go search out 3 pretty much gold cards. So, and then your opponent picks one of those. You exile that one, but cast the other 2 for free.
That's all right. You could tell there's definitely not a lot of control cards in there, but there's one called Shark Typhoon. I think the card's really, really strong for blue-white control and standard. That's because it can get around the fairy, and it can pressure planeswalkers, also can pressure life total. It can also be your win con. You can just cycle it, mana sink into it, cycle the card, get an 8, and draw a card. Mm-hmm. And also it can just be your win condition, because like it's an enchantment too. That's 5 colorless and a blue, and you cast an non-creature spell and you get an XX for equal to the mana cost. I really like that card, but that's the only one that's like exciting about, and the whole enchantment thing.
Yeah, it's like also the blue-black human wizard for flash creature or flash cards. Mm-hmm. That one's pretty good. I think maybe it will. Like, I'm gonna try to be slotting it into my Sultai control reclamation modern deck to help with people countering my torrential gear hulks and stuff like that.
Snapcaster Mage and stuff. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to get our main topic here is probably going to go over it for like the next, I would say 3 episodes, is just how to get better at MTG. And I've been working on it for like 2 weeks now. We haven't had a podcast since then, but I've been working on this thing. I have like 20 pages, but I've tried to message it down to each podcast episode. So we'll try to make it short and sweet and not go too long. But so this is for people who are getting into, let's say, competitive Magic play when it does return after this Corona thing, which will probably be like August, but it's a good learning experience for anyone who's getting into it and just want to get better at the game.
Yeah, even want to actually do better at your local FNM or...
Yeah, like, that's where you start out at. Like, that's where you need to get good at, and you need to be the best player at your FNM to go to, like, these other bigger tournaments, like statewide tournaments, like an IQ, and do well. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go over this comprehensive guide real quick of these archetypes. In Magic, there's archetypes. And if you don't know what the archetypes are, and you never notice what they are, we're going to go over them real quick. So the first archetype is control. Yeah. You got blue-white control, bandit control, versus control, Jeskai control, all sorts of variants of control. Yeah. Their aim is just to control the board, make sure the opponent doesn't have fun, counter all their spells, kill all the creatures, and
like control is probably one of the harder ones to master.
Yeah. Because
you didn't need to know all the other archetypes,
all the other decks,
and all the decks in the format, and you need to know what you need to be countering, what you can let go,
and what you can kill
and what you can't kill.
Like, people will be like, "Oh, you just sit there and counter everything." No. Some stuff you can just let go. Some stuff you need to counter. Some stuff like you just need to be patient. Also, the mirror is one of the more complicated things, but it's gotten like less complicated because like you can go turn 3 to Fairy Time Raveler and just game's done. Yeah, the game's over.
Who gets it off first, pretty much.
Yeah, Yeah. Yeah, it's so like it's not your typical deck. It's just you gotta be definitely conservative. Definitely think about everything, and think about what to counter.
Yeah. And also with this, like these archetypes, some decks are going to fall under multiple because not every deck is built the same for that one type of deck.
Yeah.
Like I know Merfolk can have a control or a tempo, or it can just be pure aggro.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also something to try to remember while we're talking about the archetypes.
All right. The next one we're going to go over is tempo, and like from past archetypes that fall under tempo, you had mono blue tempo and standard, which was really really good example of what tempo wants to do is play creatures and have counter magic backup.
Yeah, and then we get the most like legendary one from past modern and legacy even, which would be the Delver variants.
Yeah, definitely. Like they want to play Delver Seekers turn one and just keep up counter magic.
Yeah, it's about grinding out your opponent. Mm-hmm. It's not really about beating them in the overall sense of the game. It's about just doing a little bit better each turn than they do.
Yeah, like their goal is to flip a Delver turn one.
Yeah.
Or turn two.
You play a better one drop than anybody.
Mm-hmm. Like which Delver Secrets is still probably one of the best one drops still.
Yeah.
Which is great. But not in modern.
Yeah, and then we also have the Bant Spirits deck.
Oh man. I hate the Bant Spirits deck because it's always like they play basically instant speed. Mm-hmm. So like when you pass turn and they have 4 mana up, like immediately what I think is collect the company.
Yeah. And then like and then I know for like I was saying with Merfolk, the tempo shell of Merfolk runs a lot of like bounce effects and your Merfolk tricksters. That way you're out maneuvering your opponent.
I hate that card, especially in the mono blue tempo mirror. That card is devastating because like you'll attack him with the Djinn, and they'll Merfolk trickster it, and it's like game over.
Yeah,
like got blown out.
But these are the type of things we're talking about when we're saying tempo.
Mm-hmm. Like I know Bant Spirits, they like to turn 3, like pass on turn 3 because they have Spellqueller up, obviously.
Yeah. Or
they'll play like turn 1 their Wanderer card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they play Aether Vial too. Your Merfolk plays Aether Vial too, and that's how they can pass with mana up and have an Aether Vial activation up. It's definitely scary to play against them when you're playing a control deck because they can play on your turn too.
Yep.
And third archetype we're going to go over here is aggro.
Yeah.
Which I hate all aggro. Which I say that, but mono black aggro is when I won with Invitational, which is okay. But the worst deck I ever want to play against in Modern is humans, because somehow humans always beats me. It's like my kryptonite. I'll play Storm, get bodied.
Yeah. It's like, and then the most legendary one would be Burn.
God.
And I mean, that's in every format.
God. And it's super consistent. It's never going to go away. It's always viable. Mm-hmm. It's like, what are you going to play for Modern? Burn. Yeah, makes sense.
And majority of all mono red strategies are aggro strategies.
Yeah, like there's some big red in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're still aimed to kill you and try to kill you fast and play big spells.
Because I mean, if you're playing Burn, it's like, what are you supposed to be winning on like turn
3 and 4?
Yeah. And if you haven't got there by then, you're in bad shape.
Yeah, they tell me turn 4. If you don't kill them at turn 4, you're probably not winning the game. Which is not true. Not true.
Yeah.
Sometimes they like play Grixis Shadow and like you have to like do a flurry of burn spells to try to kill them. It just sounds bad because like Grixis Shadow wants to take as many turns against burn as possible. So they'll sit there and wait and they play like a cheap efficient creature like Gurmag or Death Shadow. Like they can play it and keep a stubborn all day long.
What's the newest card that you think's been brought out for aggro decks to be using now? Embercleave, probably.
Yeah. Oh, Embercleave. I hate that card so much. Because like it's like you're playing in standard, and it's like, what's the one card that can bring him out of this game or bring him, win this game? Like you're at 98% to win the game.
Yeah.
And like there's